So I'm back for a brand new video on a new limited edition Blu-ray from Arrow Video, and that is the Chronicles of Riddick, starring Vin Diesel. So enjoy. Hello folks, how are we all doing? It's your boy back at it again with another video. Hope you're doing well. And like I said in the intro, new release from Arrow, and that is the Chronicles of Riddick, which is the sequel to the previously actually released Pitch Black. Here it is, the Blu-ray edition. It was the only one that came with a slip. And yeah, I wanted to pick this up because I do enjoy Pitch Black. I did really enjoy that movie, and I thought it was a great Blu-ray transfer on the 4K scan. And so I decided to pick up the Chronicles of Riddick. I did want to opt for the 4K edition, but online, completely sold out. Went into my local H&B, completely sold out. So yeah, I had to pick up the Blu-ray edition. I'd rather pick up the limited edition Blu-ray with the slip and then miss out on it entirely. So there it is. Obviously, this stars Vin Diesel, and it's a sequel to Pitch Black. So yeah. And also retails at $19.99. So we're going to get this off and see what the whole shebang is about. So there is a better look at the cover there. Sorry about the glimmer there, but at least you can see a better look at the artwork. That is nice artwork. I do quite like that. I will say I haven't seen this movie, so this is a blind buy, but I did enjoy this movie, and people say at least Vin Diesel was trying in this. But yeah, get a wall of text there, which I'm going to read out to you because it is quite insane. But first, I'm going to take this off and see what the artwork is like. Ooh, very nice. I like that. I do like how they do this, because this was like this on the Pitch Black, which I will grab for you just now. So like I say here, you have that, and then you have that reverse bar, which is nice because that's obviously related to the film. So I like the extra detail that they did for that. I don't quite mind this. We'll have a quick look at the reverse bar as well, which is right there, which I have seen before, which is quite nice. So there's no poster or anything in this release, which is quite a shame. At least the Guy Ritchie one came with a poster. But yeah, we've got a little booklet as well there with that artwork on there, which is nice. And then we've got Vin Diesel as Riddick on the back, which is quite nice. So we've got cast and crew from page 4. It's an Animal Thing by Walter Shaw, 2024, page 7. Production notes from 2004 on page 17. The Chronicles of Compendium from 2009, that is page 35, and About the Restoration on page 43. This is the artwork there on there. I'm trying to get a nice glimpse of that. There you go. Very nice artwork. I'm going to have a quick look at the About the Restoration. The Chronicles of Riddick has been exclusively restored by Arrow Films. The theatrical cut is presented in its original aspect ratio at 2.40.1 and the alternative aspect ratio of 1.78.1. The director's cut is presented in 241 aspect ratio. The soundtrack is presented in 5.1 surround sound and Dolby Atmos for the theatrical cut. The original Super 35 camera negatives were scanned into 4K 16-bit at MBS Universal. Additional 2K master files were sourced from the sections unique to the director's cut. The film was restored and graded in 4K SDR, HDR10 and Dolby Vision by Silver Salt Restoration London. Grading, review and approval by the director was compiled at Illuminate Hollywood. There you go. The 5.1 mix was sourced from NBC Universal. Additional audio remastering Atmos mixing was completed by Deluxe Audio London, and the restoration was supervised by James Piercy and James White of Arrows Films. All materials sourced for this new master was made available by NBC Universal, which is very nice. Then you have all the credits at the bottom for the people who work at NBC Universal, Illuminate, Deluxe Audio London, and special thanks goes to David Towie for generous participation on the project, which is nice. And then there you go, very nice. I like this little booklet, it's quite nice, I will say that. And obviously you got your writings there, nice white text on that, nice dystopian sort of world that it is set in. So I did attempt to try and record me reading out the special features, but the text was just too small and it was really hurting my eyes and I could barely see. So if you want to pause the video just now, here are all the special features on there. Sorry, I got a little bit of a shaky hand, can't lie, but yeah, these are all the special features that you get across the 3 discs. And yeah, so yeah, now let's cut back to the rest of the video. So there's a lot of special features on there. It's nice to have 3 cuts of the movie. So obviously you've got that artwork there, and then you've got that same artwork again with the limited edition exclusive, which it says right there, and then that artwork that we've just seen on there, which is quite nice. I wish the original artwork that you have on the reversible sleeve, which I show you, was on that disc, so you had all three of the arts on one of the discs, but that's not too bad. I can't really complain too much for £20 on this limited edition, so it's nice to have an alternate cut of the movie. So I'm going to put this in the player. I'm going to look at the transfer, see how it looks. I'm going to review the film itself because it's a first time watch, and I'm also going to think about what it's like as a sequel to Pitch Black. So you stay right there and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. So I'm back from watching the Chronicles of Riddick. I also did do a double feature of Pitch Black as well. So what do I think? We'll go with the transfer first. Transfer does look very solid. I must say this, for a nice 1080p Blu-ray. I had no complaints on it. Like, picture was good, nice amount of colouring. I think it looked alright. I watched the theatrical cut first. It was the first time I was watching it, and did then scan through the director's cut and the extent new cut and the aspect ratio. Yeah, solid Blu-ray transfer. I think it looks very nice. Nothing too ridiculous. I didn't think the picture quality was terrible or anything like that, which was quite nice, to be honest, I must say. My opinions more lie within the film itself. As a standalone film, I think it would have done alright. It feels very strange as a sequel to this movie, because this movie is very, very simple when you think about it. It's just a transporter goes down on an unidentified planet. They have a prisoner on there called Riddick, and he's got some sort of non-human sort of thing. He's got the thing with his eyes and stuff like that, where he's got heightened senses and all that stuff. And it feels like such a massive jump from this survival story to this massive grandiose sci-fi story where you've got this army of people who are half dead or have been converted and stuff like that, and the guy killed off all of Riddick's people, and he is going to be the savior to take on this army who are destroying the galaxy in line with their religious views. Which, yeah, it's a massive jump. It is a huge jump to be given barely anything about Riddick, about why he was arrested, vaguely, to, this massive sci-fi story, which is kind of like night and day, to be honest. I like the idea of this massive sci-fi planet. I think they've got the leaders mask with the multi-heads on it. I think it's pretty cool. But overall, I did think it was a bit of a step down from Pitch Black. I really enjoyed Pitch Black. Both of these movies, the CGI has not aged well. I won't take away, but I'm here talking about the actual physical story contents itself. There you go. Got to put them up like that because it's easier to hold. In regards to the story, I'll talk about the pacing of the film itself, because I feel like this is where it. So you've obviously Riddick's living on a planet, trying to get away from Rugby, obviously, because he's ghosted. He wants to be dead. He wants to be left alone, but people have heard about him. And then that's when you get led into the idea of he meeting Keith David's character from the first film, The Religious Man, because they told him, because they needed to speak to him. This Eternal Lady, played by Dame Judi Dench, is then brought into it to it speaks of this prophecy, and obviously he doesn't want to do anything to do with it in a while. And then the so-called aliens crash onto the planet, the religious lot, and it just goes all to shit. Keith Davis is killed, and it goes all to shit, and then Riddick's gets taken on board. The fact is, he gets captured by the aliens that quickly and tortured, and then whatever. I feel like the first chunk of the movie happens really fast, and then it slows down a lot when Riddick escapes and gets captured again by this merc who was in the beginning of the film, and goes to the prison planet where Jackie, renamed Kira in this movie now, and recast. I think it really slows down at the prison bit, and then the Necro comms, or whatever they're called, they find where Riddick is, and then Kira is captured, and then Riddick has to go save her, and so I think the beginning bit is really solid, the ending's really solid, but just the bit in the middle with the prison stuff, I don't know, I felt like the pacing had grinded a little bit. It was started to stagnate, I feel like it took for ages for it to get there. But I just feel like it felt ages to get out of there, and then the running across the planet just, I don't know, felt a bit stupid. I don't know. That's where my gripes for the movie are, more of the prison sequence. I don't know. It just felt like I was slowed down. I felt more bored. It felt like a dragging, and I was more interested in the the god, like the prophecy stuff than his relationship with Kira, because I don't think there was much of a relationship in the first one anyway, and we didn't have any flashbacks really giving us scenes to emphasize their relationship. In my opinion, I'm assuming I didn't miss any scene or flashback or whatever. I just felt like the film didn't give me a real justification in both Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick for me to care about Riddick and Jackie/Kira's relationship, which is a shame. But yeah, Vin Diesel's performance in the second one feels a little bit more hammy than Pitch Black. I think Pitch Black, he had less lines. He was a lot more quieter. Whereas this one, he's talking a lot more. Feels a bit more hammy one-liners compared to Pitch Black. So I think it adds a bit more of a cheesiness element to it, which is a bit of I think kind of hurts it a little bit when you're trying to tell such a massive, grand sci-fi story of like prophecy and all that. Yeah. The lead, I will say, the Necrocoms kind of look like Dark Elves a little bit. I especially get that with their leader. When he's just got his bald head, he kind of reminds me of Christopher Eccleston in Thor: The Dark World a little bit, which is kind of funny. But obviously, this movie came out first. I know it did. I really like Karl Urban in this movie. I quite like his brooding performance. I like him in this. I'm quite upset that he's not in it more, like as like the big counterpart against Vin Diesel, because that's how I felt like it was going to be. It set itself up in the beginning that he was going to be like this really trained soldier who's really good, which he is, but at the same time he's not in it as much as I wish he was, which is a shame, because I do really like Karl Urban, and I think he did a pretty good job in this movie. Side note, you don't know who Dan is, but he looks like my mate Dan a little bit in this movie. It's kind of crazy. I don't know why. But yeah. Acting-wise wasn't too bad across the board. Acting-wise across the board wasn't too bad. CGI's dated very badly in these two movies, I will say. As a sequel, it does do more. It takes the initial plot, it takes the initial characters to tell a new story, which I'll give it props for that. At least it didn't feel like it was treading the same ground. There was a lot more across the universe, more characters, more stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like it's trying to do too much in one movie. I think if there was a sprinkling of a little bit more in the original of like Riddick being this like godlike thing. The only thing you know about him in his past is obviously his partly about his crime and the fact that he was left with his umbilical cord strangled, that bit, which is what happens to all his people's race. But yeah, overall, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the movie for the most part, apart from obviously the prison planet. I thought that dragged a bit. Yeah, I prefer Pitch Black, I will say that. And obviously it's set up for the third one, which is Riddick, which I'm probably going to try and hunt down a cheap standard Blu-ray to see what the rest of the trilogy says. I do like the ending where obviously Vin Diesel kills their leader, and then obviously in their religion you keep what you kill. So then there's the sit where he's sat on the throne and everyone's bowed down before him. I think that's kind of a cool ending. I will give it that. But yeah, we'll just have to see how Riddick plays out compared to these two and see if it's an alright trilogy, because this director really didn't do much, did he? But yeah, overall guys, the overall release pretty alright, to be fair. It only cost me 20 quid. Probably would have liked a poster or like an art card or two just to justify it a little bit more. But yeah, no. I did enjoy Riddick for the most part. So, I hope you did enjoy, guys. Have you picked up Chronicles of Riddick on the new Arrow release? Do really like the slipcover, I must say myself. I think these two look really nice side by side on the shelf. I'll give it that. Let me know about what you think of these two movies. Do you think Riddick is going to disappoint me or whatever? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Have yourself a great day. Peace out. Bye. Bash.